A triangle has 3 vertices we can label with capital letters and 3 sides whose labels are lowercase versions of the opposite angle. Through this whole series, we've been giving angles Greek letter labels, usually theta, but with triangles, it's not too unusual to simply give each angle the same label as its vertex. So for example, angle A is the angle at vertex A. Solving a triangle means determining the measure of all 3 angles and all 3 sides, starting with partial information. And we're going to start by solving right triangles. Suppose we're given a right triangle with angle A equals 27.4 degrees and side B equals 16.2 units. To solve the triangle, we need to find all 3 angles and the length of all 3 sides. We could create a chart to keep track of our progress and results. We're given 2 elements, so we can start our chart with what's given to us. Since the triangle is a right triangle, we also know the right angle, angle C, is 90 degrees, so we can add that. Now we need to figure out what's left. When solving any triangle, whether or not it's a right triangle, we always know that the interior angles add up to 180 degrees, or pi radians. So anytime you're given 2 angles, you can determine the third. I'll skip the math and simply note that for this triangle, angle B must be 62.6 degrees. We still need to find the lengths of side A and C. Now we can use trig ratios. We know angle A and side B, which is adjacent to angle A. The cosine function includes these, and we can use it to find the length of side C. Cosine A equals B over C, which is 16.2 over C. Isolating C is 16.2 over cosine A. We use a calculator to find the cosine of 27.4 degrees, and our answer rounds to 18.2 units. I'm making the 18.2 a dim shade to make an important point. In any sort of engineering or science, it's impossible to end up with more precision than we start with. We're given 27.4 and 16.2 units, both measured to a precision of 3 significant digits. 90 degrees we can assume is precise to any number of digits since it's a right triangle. But numbers we derive from 27.4 or 16.2 can't have more than 3 significant digits, or we'd be making up precision that we don't have. So as to not propagate rounding errors or even mathematical mistakes, to the extent possible, we'd like to avoid using derived rounded values like 18.2 when determining other values. If we made a mistake when calculating 18.2, anything else we calculate based on it will also be wrong. So put differently, always use given values when you can. Our last unknown is the length of side A. We could use sine A equals A over C and solve for the length of side A. But this would involve our derived value 18.2 for the length of side C. Your trig instructor will look kindly on your effort to avoid using 18.2. So instead, let's use tangent A equals A over B. Solving for A, we get 8.40 units. We include the 0 to show that we've rounded to 3 significant figures to match what we were given. Let's try another triangle. In this case, we're given the 2 legs of a right triangle. This is a good time to point out that diagrams like this will seldom be to scale. In fact, this diagram is obviously not to scale. The visually shorter leg has the greatest measurement, but we'll trust our formulas and not be deceived by diagrams that may tempt us to be misled. This diagram has no labels for angles or sides. If we put our answers directly on the triangle, we might not need them, but for the sake of clarity, I'll add labels for the unknown quantities. When given 2 sides of a right triangle, we can use the Pythagorean Theorem to find the third. So h equals square root 27.80 centimeters squared plus 20.23 centimeters squared. When solved, this yields 34.38 centimeters rounded to 4 significant figures. We'll remind ourselves that this is a derived rounded number by shading it a bit darker. If we can, we'll avoid using this number when deriving other numbers in order to reduce the propagation of rounding errors. So we have 2 more angles to find, Q and R. which we'd like to find using provided values of 27.80 and 20.23 centimeters. It's a good thing we just covered inverse trig functions. Angle R is the angle whose tangent is 27.80 divided by 20.23. We chose tangent because opposite and adjacent are the sides we were given. The angle whose tangent means arctan, so R equals arctan 27.80 over 20.23. We carry an extra decimal place through our calculation, then round to the appropriate number of significant figures only when we arrive at our answers. We haven't been told whether to denote the angle measurement in degrees or radians, so let's do both. In degrees, this evaluates to 53.96 degrees. In radians, it's 0.9417. Angle Q is the angle whose tangent is 20.23 over 27.80. The opposite and adjacent switch roles. Evaluating with a calculator yields 0.6291 radians, or 36.04 degrees. Ordinarily, you would not label an angle with both degrees and radians. I'm showing both in case you want to follow along and check your work. Your instructor or the problem statement will tell you which type of measure to use, or if any angle measure is provided, use its measurement type. In this problem, we were given only the right angle, which didn't specify degrees or radians. Here's the strategy for solving right triangles. If you're given two sides, use a Pythagorean theorem to find the third side. If you're given two angles, all three must sum to 180 degrees, or pi radians, so subtract to find the missing angle. Then use trig ratios and Soh-Cah-Toa to find missing sides, and use inverse trig functions to find missing angles. Perhaps most importantly, use given instead of derived values when possible. If you're given two or three angles but not any sides, you cannot solve the triangle. It can be any of an infinite number of similar triangles, all with the same angles but different sizes. You need three given measurements to solve a right triangle. You'll always know the right angle, plus you need two more measurements, at least one of which must be the length of a side. Let's solve another triangle. In this case, I'm just going to explain the strategy. We're given a right triangle with hypotenuse 21.0 meters. We include the 0 to make it clear that we have three significant figures of precision. A short leg is 6.31 meters. Okay, this diagram is definitely not the scale. We don't know anything else except for the right angle, since this is a right triangle. There are three unknowns, the yellow side and the blue and pink angles. If you'd like to pause to formulate your strategy, go ahead. Use the Pythagorean theorem to find the yellow side. To find the blue angle, use arc cosine 6.31 over 21.0. And to find the pink angle, use arc sine of 6.31 over 21.0. When you find one angle, you might be tempted to subtract the other two from pi to find the third. Please avoid this temptation. If you calculated the second angle wrong, the third will be wrong too. It's much better to use numbers given in an inverse trig function and then check your work by summing the angles. That way you'll catch mistakes instead of propagating them into later calculations. The same idea holds when you're given the length of one side. When you find the second side, don't use the Pythagorean theorem to find the third side. If you made a mistake with the second side, the third side will be wrong and you'll never know it. Instead, use a Soh-Cah-Toa ratio to find the third side and then the Pythagorean theorem to check your work. That way you catch mistakes instead of building on them. If you want to work these out, pause and I'll show the answers with angles expressed in radians. For a few more worked out problems, see TR-26X. In the next video, TR-27, we'll categorize triangle solving problems by the information we're given to lay the groundwork for solving any triangle, not just right triangles.